All right, let's just jump right in. So, you're running a small team, you're moving fast, building things, making things happen. But when it comes to the money side, things can get, well, a little fuzzy, right? This is all about how you can get a super clear view of your expenses, even when your entire finance department is, just you. So, let's be real for a minute. When somebody asks a money question, what's your first move? Do you just kind of open up the banking app and peek at the balance? If a quick glance at what's left in the account is your main financial strategy, hey, you are definitely not alone. But it's a strategy that can lead to some pretty nasty surprises down the road. And this is what that strategy sounds like in real life. Someone asks, hey, how much did we spend on software subscriptions last month? And the answer is this mad scramble through old Slack messages. Let me check Slack. Isn't just a funny line. It's a huge red flag. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger problem. Now, here's what's so important to get. If this all feels painfully familiar, it is not because you're bad with money. Seriously, you're not lazy, you're not undisciplined. It's a systems problem. It's the totally predictable outcome when you just don't have a clear process for keeping track of what's going out the door. And that lack of a system, it creates these really stressful, all too common moments. You know the feeling, right? That surprise invoice that suddenly lands and completely messes with your cash flow. Or not being able to answer a simple question about spending. And maybe the scariest one of all, putting weeks of work into a client project and at the end having absolutely no clue if you actually made any money on it. So, this brings us to a really critical idea. There's a massive difference between knowing your bank balance and having real expense visibility. They are not the same thing, not even close. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Your bank balance, it tells you what's left. It's a number, a piece of history. But true visibility, that tells you why. It's like the difference between glancing at your car's fuel gauge when it's already on empty versus having a dashboard that shows your fuel efficiency, your range, and the best route to the next gas station. One is just a fact. The other is intelligence you can actually use to make better decisions. And look, this isn't just some abstract business theory. When you're a small team, this stuff is everything. Every single dollar has a much bigger impact. Knowing exactly where that dollar is going isn't some nice to have. It's absolutely fundamental to your survival and your growth. So what do we actually need to fix this? Well, the good news is you don't need some crazy complicated accounting software or a full-time finance person. It really just boils down to three pretty simple core needs. Let's break them down. Okay, first and most important, logging expenses has to be painless. The number one killer of any expense tracking system is friction. I mean, if it takes 5 minutes and you have to open a spreadsheet to log a single cup of coffee, guess what? It's just not going to happen. The process has to be so fast, so effortless that it actually gets done. Second, this has to be a team sport. Your own private spreadsheet is fine for you, but the second there are 2 or more people spending company money, you need one shared source of truth. Otherwise, you're all just looking at your own little piece of the puzzle and no one can see the whole picture. And finally, number 3, you need something you can actually look at. A giant spreadsheet full of transactions isn't visibility, it's just noise. What you really need are simple charts, simple summaries, things that let you spot trends and see what's going on at a glance, without needing a degree in data science. Okay, so we know what we need to do. Now let's talk about how to do it. Here are 4 super practical, dead simple steps you can literally start using right now to build this system for your team. All right, step 1, pick one source of truth. That's it. Get rid of the notes apps, the random spreadsheets, the I'll remember it method. Everyone logs everything in the exact same place, no exceptions. Then, number 2, categorize as you go. Tag an expense the second it happens. It takes what, 5 seconds? Versus hours of painful detective work 3 months from now. Third, receipts are non-optional, but make it easy. Use a tool that can automatically grab them and store them so nobody has to do any extra work. And finally, number 4, review weekly. A quick 5-minute scan every Friday is so much more valuable than a huge, painful deep dive at the end of the month. You'll catch problems when they're small. And when you put these simple pieces together, the change is just massive. You go from running on gut feel and this constant low-grade anxiety about money to a place of real confidence. You start making smart decisions because you have the actual data to back them up. I mean, this is the before picture, right? Total financial chaos. Information is scattered all over the place. It's a jumbled mess of data points that tells you absolutely nothing. It's stressful, it's a huge waste of time, and honestly, it's pretty risky. And this is the after picture. It's simple, it's clean, and one single glance, you know exactly where the money is going. A chart like this doesn't just show you numbers, it tells you a story. And it empowers you to be the one who decides what happens in the next chapter. So here's the big takeaway. So many people think that getting your finances in order is a luxury. It's something you do later, once you're bigger and you can afford to hire someone. But that whole way of thinking is completely backwards. See, financial clarity isn't the prize you get for being successful, it's the tool you use to become successful. Having this kind of visibility from the very beginning is what lets you spend smarter, dodge those costly mistakes, and build a solid foundation that will actually let you grow. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, is your financial system just a messy record of what's already happened? Or is it a clear, reliable map that's actually helping you decide where to go next? It's a pretty important distinction.